Hi, everybody. I'm Bishop James Long, and I'm the presiding Archbishop for the United States Old Catholic Church, and I also serve as the exorcist. And as of today, I've performed 30 documented exorcisms on people who are violently possessed, and I have performed thousands of blessings on homes. Now, over 20 years ago, I was the very first Catholic clergy to actually help the paranormal community. And I really take pride in that because I love the paranormal, I love demonology, and I'm truly devoted to it. I watched this video, and I have to tell you, I'm deeply concerned on many different levels. Now, before they began the investigation, it was clear that the demonic was causing havoc in this group. And this is a methodology called divide and conquer. And this was not done by accident. The demonic will promise all kinds of positive outcomes and positive goals and positive promises, but in the end, it will never, ever deliver the positive result. That is a bait and switch kind of a situation to lure you in and then attack. Richard should know this as an ex-former Roman Catholic priest and as an exorcist. The guys were asking this thing to make a noise, to do something, to hit something. That's invitation. These guys were in serious trouble. I truly believe that Richard lost his way, that Richard was under attack.
Now, he was one of the kids that was on site kid, and he told me exactly that last night. He's like, this thing is elemental. He said it wants some kind of sacrifice to appease the house.
4 main examples of extraordinary demonic activity.
If this thing so much wants a part of me or Cassidy, then tell me why. Why does that have to do with me, you know?
I think because you're connected to her, because you're her father. And then I think that it wants control of her because, you know, she's young and whatever it is, can manipulate her over a longer span of time.
The infestation, which would have to do with a location or perhaps an object.
But it's looking for a new host.
Demonic obsession, which are mental attacks, and then demonic possession.
Places like this is why we do why we travel the country looking for locations like this.
Just can't wait to get in there.
It sounded like somebody growled or breathed really heavily from inside there. So I really hope that was Richard.
Yeah, let me see that. Film this side, and I could turn it and film up the street, and it would be perfect. And I film the house, and it's all fuzzy, and you just can't get it to focus in right.
What I can show you is its eyes. And it's always the same thing that comes up.
Those his eyes is what you're saying?
I presume that it is, I don't know. A lot of times we don't get the third light. A lot of times it's just this, and if you blow them up large enough you can see people.
It's like a predator picking on the prey, and they want to pick the most vulnerable, and that's what it's doing.
These were in New Mexico, let's see. I was taking these of the thing we just put out in the garden. There it is again. That's broad daylight.
So it follows you around?
Yeah.
You know, if there's a spirit present, is it demonic or is it a restless spirit? We do believe that when we die, there's a particular judgment that takes place. So if a spirit is still present of a deceased person, then God is the one who must be allowing that to happen.
Did they tell you about the dog? Old houses have energy.
The last family that lived here, they've lived here since.
Father Vince Lampert, I'm the pastor at St. Francis and Clare Catholic Church here in Greenwood, Indiana, and I also serve as the exorcist for the Archdiocese of Indianapolis.
September 13th, 1889, in 1930, apparently, they did the first remodel.
Mrs. Creverline that lived here for so long, she was married 5 times and outlived every one of her husbands.
Yeah, it could be a house, a room, so any type of location, perhaps an area where maybe some extraordinary evil occurred.
The spirit upstairs, he is a spirit. He's on it. So he's just not very cooperative.
Some of us have always wondered if some of what's going on here isn't, maybe she was like a black widow and had maybe killed her husbands, or, we don't know. 5 husbands, a lot of husbands to go through, yes.
And it's always the same.
So you have to make a distinction between, is it some type of a restless spirit, as someone who's deceased, or is it a demonic? So is it a demon?
Then whatever they say is here is much older. The people that have experienced what's going on here, they say is much older. So they don't think it's her husband's. It's, I've thought it was, and there's a few other people that have, but the people that have really experienced what's going on in the house, that are receptive to it, say it's much older than that.
Yeah, it could be a house, a room, so any type of location, perhaps an area where maybe some extraordinary evil occurred.
I do know that a killed, or something was killed in the basement. The back of the head was crushed. It was male. It was wearing a gray waistcoat. Instead of blood, it was all tar. But there was no blood. It was all this black, thick, like coagulated blood, but it was more like tar, dripping down from the ceiling up above.
And how do you know that?
It showed me.
So you have to make a distinction between, is it some type of a restless spirit, as someone who's deceased, or is it a demonic? So is it a demon, an evil spirit that's present?
Beautiful, beautiful beast, and the sire is about 8 years old, and the bitch is probably 3.
Okay. 'Cause I started feeling a little sick when I went up to that door.
One night, we were at the other house, visiting, and it told me it was going to kill the dogs.
They are down there right now.
There was no reason for it. It was just we were standing outside. We hadn't been in here. And I just kept getting this real sick feeling. And I do that with this place every once in a while.
And it told me it was going to kill the dogs. I mean, just as clear as a bell. I said, no, you're not going to kill the dogs. I said, if you don't come over, I'm going to kill the dogs.
What does this voice sound like?
It's more just a recognition of I don't really know. Sometimes I hear it very much as a voice, sometimes it's just a recognition.
Did you want to go down there? No.
I'm not going down there.
You're not going down there?
I'm not going down there.
God created angels, which were created good, but God gave angels free will, just as much as humans have free will. And we can use that free will to honor and glorify God, or we can choose to go off in a different direction.
That's it. And that's when the phone started, and growling coming over the phone. The phone sitting on the cocktail table in front of us. And it started making these really weird noises. A lot of static and sort of growling, so I said, okay, I'll go set it at ease.
First time I went down that basement, I heard something say something, but you couldn't make it out. Josh was standing at the other end of the hallway and heard something too.
So I came over here and calmed it down, and I said, look, you're not doing either one of us any good. Let's just call a truce on this. So it was fine. And I had to go back to New Mexico and take the dogs with. got there, I was home about 10 days, I want to think. And suddenly, the Lucky, the son, we were just walking along, it just fell over. No seizure, nothing. He just fell over.
He's going to restore it back to what it was originally.
Okay.
We're staying up there, and Sean comes in, and he's like, I was like, they're downstairs. He said, well, I'm going to go down there. There's like, I think that plastic over the window right there, it moved. But we've been staying up there for like 5 minutes, and it hadn't moved once.
They're more powerful than humans because angels are, you could say, their own distinct species.
Lifeless, just totally limp. So of course I rushed him down to the vet, who has taken care of this dog ever since it was a puppy. And they ran 4 hours worth of tests. They ran blood tests, they ran heart tests, they did everything else. So she wanted to know what in the world had happened. He was this absolutely beautiful creature with no heart rate was correct. Breathing was right. The blood work all came back perfectly.
No, demons cannot read our thoughts and minds. They can watch us, they can observe us.
Well, I think it wants more than recognition. It's got something it's trying to tell.
I was actually standing here looking at these curtains because I was looking for props, and I heard, and it was like a pigeon cooing, like a pigeon, you know, the sounds that you hear.
It's got a story that needs to be told.
And maybe not at the moment it's evil, but it definitely has potential to be.
And then a little bit later, I heard a hissing in this area.
And I don't know what the story is.
It was just hissing, you know, it was just, and there wasn't anything, there's no utilities on. 5 or 6 people that have tried to take a picture that they haven't been able to.
I had a friend who was staying here that's from South Africa. Could not get a photograph. And Lisa had someone that came to the house 2 weeks ago, and he couldn't get a photograph. We all got the same thing.
There was nothing to hiss. It was just
That's crazy.
weird. That's been my experience in this one, you know, in this house so far.
Oddly enough, I feel
We were sitting around in the drawing room, we're talking, and right before he left, he turned around to me and he said, "Have you met what's in the basement yet?" I thought he was joking, so I didn't pay any, I just thought, okay, let's just see what he knows. He described everything that was going on to a T. A grey smoke going through the center of the photograph.
And it's downstairs where
and it's like
generally
the
is.
further back
yeah.
you get is the more you feel kind of weird and, you're just unsettled the farther back.
Now, if the lights are on and you come down here, you can sometimes catch it going from here back to that corner.
It's been stirred up for the past few weeks because he knew we were coming.
I was brought up in the Church of England, was ordained a priest many years ago. I am still an ordained Roman Catholic priest, although I don't function in any official capacity any longer. We started when we took the wall down, which was, I closed this on September 8th last year. And the first thing I wanted to do was get that wall that was enclosing that staircase down to see if the staircase was intact. And we took it down then and I could sense it. And
Almost immediately when you
yeah,
did it.
it's been very, very strong.
So this is the second floor. We've never had any on this floor.
Okay, it just stopped moving as soon as we walked in here.
What did it do?
Like something talking over you upstairs and the pebbles getting thrown, like 5 of them a while ago.
I'm not the only occupant.
But where we've always had issues, or most people have them, are over here. Over in this corner over here. But this is the whole area over here.
He kind of likes being on his own, and that's like his own little space.
It's like it just doesn't let it take a picture.
He's not gonna do anything, and he's overshadowed by it.
Especially if I won't come downstairs because it's dark, and I'll tell him I'm not coming down. I'll sit on the stairs and talk to it. Downstairs was not human.
I don't know what it is, because I've never had anything. I've never felt anything like it.
I didn't say anything this morning, but we were all standing out here this morning and I just got real sick feeling. And I never did get like dizzy, and I never do that.
And then demonic possession, whereby a demon, the devil, would take temporary control of a person's body.
I'm gonna probably go up with them and investigate tonight, but we're not gonna be provoking or anything, but we're definitely gonna stand our ground.
You know, demons sometimes will try to interact with humans because they wish us to make the same choice that they've made, to reject God. Because sometimes people will ask me, is it possible for the devil and the other fallen angels to repent? And the answer is no. Their judgment has taken place already.
I'm taking it personally that this thing is affecting her, and that's what's bothering me.
I was fine when I wasn't thinking about it, and I was just talking with Richard's friends and talking with everybody else.
He wants Cassidy in the worst way.
Why?
She's young. She's inexperienced. She hasn't learned how to put up her defenses yet.
And when I'm with Lisa, I don't think about anything.
Richard stated in the video that he is still a Roman Catholic priest, but he does not have public faculties. Faculties are bestowed upon a priest by their bishop, so therefore he does not have public faculties to perform his priestly duties. Now, before they began the investigation, it was clear that the demonic was causing havoc in this group. It was clear that Cassidy and Jason were being targeted from the demonic, and the fact that Richard admitted that he spoke with the spirit, and that if Jason did not go enter the home with Cassidy, then the demonic promised that it would not attack or attach to itself to Cassidy. That is a bait and switch kind of a situation to lure you in and then attack. Richard should know this as a ex-former Roman Catholic priest and as an exorcist. And you know, it's really, really troubling. He should have known that.
And we understand there's a lot at stake right now, and we also understand that it's really affecting Cassidy over here right now, and Richard, and now Jason. The least thing I want to do is have her anywhere. And, that's what we talked about from day one. She was not going anywhere near that place. Right. Cassidy's inside talking to Richard right now. I think Richard is Richard's trying to give her some good advice. So she seems to be really upset right now.
Well, and the things Richard was telling her, as much as he knew about her life, really freaked her out.
Why does the devil try to interact with humans? And sometimes we're the ones that open up that entry point.
Start giving it power by talking about it, what we're doing right now. I think that it stirs it up.
Ancient. This isn't like just somebody that died in the house. This is some ancient.
The biggest thing is she said this thing is not affected by crosses, but it won't come near her because the cross she wears around her neck is actually blessed by a bishop.
Demons sometimes will try to interact with humans because they wish us to make the same choice that they've made, to reject God. Because sometimes people will ask me, is it possible for the devil and the other fallen angels to repent? And the answer is no. Their judgment has taken place already.
But she's being told by this thing that if I go in this house, it's going to attach itself to her. And that's what Richard, the former Roman Catholic priest that lives here, is telling me.
They seem to think that maybe this thing takes over Richard sometimes and he doesn't realize it.
We put up to it in the car. I told him and Billy just to keep driving. I didn't even want to be around it.
Just be careful nothing against Richard. It doesn't say just be careful and really gauge what you're hearing and what's being said.
We've got something really acting up here that's messing with Cassidy. I've got to have something here because she's definitely freaking out. I've rung every number in my book and nobody's calling me back.
Well, all of our eyes are wide open, and we are all, on pins and needles. So I think that everything's going to be handled with kid gloves tonight.
This is something that none of us have ever really experienced before, and it knows that.
What?
Amber said there's something your Cassie that wants to talk to her. She needs to open up for that thing. She said she should be fine.
What?
Cassie that wants to talk to her. She needs to open up for that thing. She said she should be fine. Cassie that wants to talk to her. She needs to open up for that thing. She said she should be fine.
Would you think it would be an issue for me to go?
It's risky for anybody to go in there, honestly.
On.
I would really rather Jason not
Cassie,
even go in at all.
Your mother wants to talk to you.
Spirits don't exist in time and space. We can make our head start spinning thinking about that because we exist in time and space. Spirits do not. So if there's an evil entity that's at a location, there must have been something that brought that on. There must have been a bond or a connection between some human and that spirit.
Hi, Mommy.
Hey.
Yeah.
This is Kim and Amber.
Mm-hmm.
There are two specific things with you now that want to talk to you. It's
Edward's-
perfectly safe.
Edward's one. I'm trying to figure out who the other one is.
It's not Edward. They're with that house. Wait, what was it here?
Edward's not with her.
I want to know Edward's here.
No, he's right here next to me.
Has Edward come to kind of help you through the situation and get this thing away from you?
Yes, he's worried.
Who's the other man there with you?
I don't know.
Amber said he's going to be hazy, but he's not evil, so he's totally safe and he needs to talk to you.
Something is around you right now, but Amber said it's fine for you to open up and talk to it. She says it's not bad. He is still a serving active priest. He's still part of the priest. He is still active.
Still active?
Yes.
Right.
You're already so connected to it because of Richard. It already just doesn't like you. If you go in the house, it's going to make it worse.
Never talked about this being a confrontational thing to go in and stir up this thing.
But he's prepared for it, and he's going to try to make it that way. It's going to try to do something.
Well,
I really don't want you going in.
your mom told me and Kim told me, she's like, if you're going in, Richard needs to completely anoint you before you go in.
I'd rather you not go in at all.
This thing is still, it travels from here to New Mexico and everywhere else. What's the difference?
It's really irked with Jason. It has been for the past 2 months. And it knows that to annoy Jason, it's got to do something to me. The only way that it came to a decision with Richard last night was that if Jason didn't go in, it wouldn't attach to me.
Won't you let us go in for an hour or so, see what happens while we're in there?
Out of there, you need to get out quick.
Oh, Jason's not going in at all.
Well, we'll talk about it when we get back. If you want to throw it out there, I'm trying to get this handled as best I can because now I'm frustrated because I drove 10 hours and this is what we came for, and now I'm sitting here on the porch trying to figure out what to do for the next 3 or 4 hours. So.
Jason, what?
He can't go in at all.
I mean, just remember that we've got Cassidy and Jason and all their best interests, while we're doing the investigation. And
No, he's not.
Go in at all.
Because Richard talked to the spirit last night after everything, and they came to an agreement that it won't follow me home if Jason doesn't go in the house.
If he comes to my house, that's when everything's going to hit the fan. But my question is, why is this thing so threatened by me?
You're connected to Richard. You know what's up with Richard. You befriended him. It doesn't like that.
Yeah.
We're respectfully understanding that this thing is bigger than we are. So
And I'm thinking this thing is so protective of Richard. I don't care if y'all go in and the 3 wise men get at its feet. I don't think it's going to be happy.
I think it's trying to get strength. And I think that's what it's doing to all of us. I mean, you know, you
We're
got
feeding
emotional
it by
a while
talking
ago.
about it.
Right. And
We
feed it
can't do that. We're
You got
feeding it.
emotional yesterday. You got emotional, Dan, a while ago. You started getting emotional. So
Now I've been an emotional wreck for the past 2 days.
Even though you're not, even though you're not going to be up there with us in the house, you're still going to be here protecting these guys. So
yeah.
For some reason, this thing wanted everybody there.
This thing has pretty much came in a way, possessed Richard to a point and said, look,
Yeah.
you tell him to stay out of my house, everything will be fine.
It wants us all here for some reason. What is that?
Yeah, I don't pretend to understand either, but it's weird.
What's the thing we all have in common?
All of a sudden, we all hear. You know, we'll just have a good investigation, and everybody will come home safe.
Sometimes we're the ones that open up that entry point. Because anytime somebody comes to me and claims there's some type of demonic influence or activity in their life, the number one question I would ask is, and try to determine what was the entry point for that. Because I don't think humans can control spirits. We might have allowed ourselves to be duped into thinking that we are.
Most important part of the evening is here, so. Jason? Even though it knows we're here, we play a little game. The little game is, I always toss the keys at the door. If he puts the key lands, we're not happy. You see, the key lands close. Where's the key? No, he's not happy.
You don't interest it at all. Richard told me that, and I knew that. It doesn't.
Well, did Amber also tell you what she told me about Richard?
Before the investigation, Richard says that he and the spirit play a little game. He throws the key at the door on the front doorstep, and if the key lands a certain way, he's allowed to enter his home. Richard is far too familiar with this spirit, and that's a major, major mistake.
Careful, there's Nominees. Nominees, Deckung. Nominees.
So if I stay open to it, then it's going to feel like it can come around me and count once if it can.
What are you feeling, Richard?
Nothing.
we know you're here. You cannot hide from us.
No, he knows you're here. It knows you're here. Turn your lights out, it doesn't like to lie.
Yeah, we're investigating right now.
No, we're not coming downstairs. Come up here.
If you're in the basement, you can come come up here and join us.
Please. No. I'm not going to bother with that. It's not going to cooperate.
Why not?
It's angry.
Who's it angry at?
Me.
Is there a reason why?
Yes. It wants Cassidy to go out in the world's way.
What?
Did you hear that moaning?
Nominees. I'm not going to bother with that.
And this is really important. Richard keeps referring to this spirit as Dominis. He says this over and over, Dominis. And when he says this, do you realize what he's saying? He's calling the spirit Master or Lord. That's what he's referring to. And when he says Dominus Tecum, that he's saying my Master, my Lord.
It's not human. It doesn't have a human nature. We know that it doesn't have a human nature. It's ancient. It's frigging old. It's older than anything's going on here.
This ex-priest, this former exorcist, has been defeated by the very spirit that he believes is his friend, his Lord, his master. This is the danger doing this ministry, because now you get to see what occurs behind the scenes to an exorcist who becomes too acquainted with the demonic. He even tells the investigators to turn out the lights during the investigation because the demonic doesn't like the lights being on. And now he's protecting this thing. And then he says, we're not coming downstairs. You come up here, which obviously implies that he's able to communicate with this demonic and he's on equal terms. It's clear indicator that he has lost the ability to fight this evil. But I can tell you that this is very consistent with someone who has had far too much dialogue and comfortability with the demonic. That is a major problem.
Response.
We need to get him out of here.
No lights.
Shut the lights off.
Your lights on.
Oh, don't record. Switch.
Yeah.
Sean, come here. No, just shoot the camera.
Nominee and Patton. Nominee and Patton.
Who's that?
It's right behind us.
Is that you?
No.
Something just knocked on these pipes right above our heads.
It was one time.
No. It was right freaking above me.
It's right here.
It was right above my head.
No.
Do it again if that was you.
It's back.
It's right here.
It's right above us. See the camera.
Mine is.
Something knocked on these pipes.
Yep.
Right here above our heads.
He's not going to talk to me tonight. Now. Full name, please. Oh,
I know it's in here.
very well. Meg, all presence, no. Now.
You use the light on.
She can't be.
Now. Now. Full name, please. Volume is.
I know it's in here.
Stay here. He's at the organ.
We'll call you on the walkie-talkie.
Right, this one. Keys, I leave with you. Lock it when you leave. They'll be at the door. I'll put them in the door.
Say God is with us as our protector, our shield. So once again, that's why one needs to have a solid relationship with God in their life.
Where's Jason? Where's Jason?
Inside the house.
Yeah. It's not in there. There's... You don't get out of my sight, and there's Cassidy.
She's in the kitchen.
She doesn't get out of Zelda's.
What?
Richard's not back here.
You don't get out of Zelda's sight. I just don't get out of my sight.
This is where me, Richard, and Dan was sitting when we actually heard something right back here.
Okay, we're back. We're back in the building. We did a walkthrough the other day. If there's anything down here, which we know you are, make a loud noise for us, please.
Where are you guys at?
Back at the house. Back at the house.
It's all over there. We're all right. It's okay. It's all over there.
Richard?
Yes, it's me. Yes, it's me. He's saying it's not over there. It's right here.
I'm just going to stay right here all the time. We're not going to find a damn thing.
And then if you're okay with it, I think they're going to see you come over.
I just went down. It's not there.
Where is it?
It's here. Of course it's here. Two people it wants are here. So just, no, I just...
Is there a reason you wanted us here?
Give us a sign. Let us know somebody's here. What was that?
Do it again. What was that?
Why are you so agitated, Richard?
Being there, done that. I hope you're not recording because I'm really not.
What's going on? Huh?
Tell me what just happened.
I really don't know.
He's here?
Well, why did you tell him to stop?
He doesn't want to be recorded. It wouldn't be very.
Are you okay?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm having a very hard time. I'm fine. I really am. I'm just a little melodramatic. What can I tell you?
Well, I guess it's...
I'm just a little. I'm a little over the top.
That's all right. That's all right.
No, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I'm a little bit concerned about some of my guests.
Which particular ones?
I think that's all it is. She's alright. She's got great protection. Zelda is surrounding her with things even it didn't expect. It'll go back over there in a few minutes. But it's not over there now.
Further than a doorway.
Wait, shh. Did you hear
that upstairs?
Heard something.
If you're upstairs, come to the basement now. Where are you guys at?
Something said come back here.
Dan, is that you?
Said it on the mic or?
Yeah, I said come back here.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Watch, wait, and listen. And I said it just goes back and
Something said come back here.
Said it on the mic or?
Yeah, I said come back here.
Door right here is where I came down and actually heard something say, hey. I was standing just looking in this room right here.
You hang down back here.
Well, I was right here. I just kind of went like this to see what was back here. I go, shh.
Yeah. Watch your eyes. I can't see shit.
Are you making the noises up here?
Did you hear that, Josh?
What was it?
Yeah.
My chest feels tight. Does yours? Yeah.
Move one of these doors for us now.
Man, I can't really breathe.
What's going on?
I just can't really breathe in here.
I wonder if it's that shadow I see. What shadow did you see? It's up there in the room.
Sing Chris happy birthday.
Greg, what are you guys doing?
We're gonna figure out what.
I remember this banister up here does not have a...
Yeah, it's just to block it off. Okay, something's up here.
What do you say then?
We did something on the computers. We got a full battery just in the end. I think something's up in this. This is the area it's at.
I got both. I got two batteries. I mean, but they're both dead now.
Hear that?
Show yourself. Okay, tell Richard to send it back over here that we're invading its space and we're going to take over its house.
Hold on, I can't. Is this actually working? What's wrong?
Something just moved to the left or right of it.
We're in the attic now.
Back here. Okay, just stand here for a minute. Okay, let's not play games with it.
No way.
Shut one of these doors right now.
The guys were asking this thing to make a noise, to do something, to hit something. That's invitation. These guys were in serious trouble. I truly believe that Richard lost his way, that Richard was under attack. This is typical with someone who is under the stage of oppression and leading into possession. What Richard doesn't understand is the devil spoke to him.
Do something big. Now. We know you're in here, somewhere in this house, but we're not going to keep chasing you. We're standing right here. You come to us.
Say again?
How involved other than the filming do you become?
Edit, produce, write.
I mean, how wrapped up in the genre of the moment you ever... Is it just that you're standing by as a bystander, documenting what's happening?
I prefer that.
We're getting noises here and there, but...
And the only thing that we did today is take about 20 pictures, regular still photography pictures with this new battery, and then it died on the way to the house, and I just put one in right before we walked in, and it's completely dead.
You have more energy so you could do something to validate to us that you're here.
That's someone else.
Well, I think I tend to let the professionals do their job, and then I document.
So you're still scared to catfish?
Maybe you could rephrase it so I can understand it better.
Do you ever feel what's happening?
Absolutely. You heard that?
Back over here. Well, let's just keep talking normal and... Wait a minute.
Let's go in this room over here, Rocky, because we can sit down.
Because it's like he's just playing little games with us right now.
Richard is back over at the house. He said whatever it was came back over with him. He said it's going to be back over here shortly. So right now we're just sitting here waiting.
I just heard freaking footsteps back here behind you.
What are you feeling?
Well,
I do see it.
no, I can feel it.
You see it manifesting itself behind me.
Behind you? No. No.
Go carefully, carefully. It's them. You'll find treatment books.
Can I move closer?
Yes. That's where it is. It's right over there.
What were the Latin words that you said to it before? Do you remember? Sorry?
Which I don't know. I speak Latin as
Well, when you were calling it out downstairs.
Dominus would be the reference to God, the Lord. Who is he referencing as the Lord?
I just want to know its name.
Domini de Patris, Filius, Spiritus Sanctus.
Well, and did he tell you?
It never will. May not have a name.
Huh?
You may not have a name. We assume that all things have names. There are those things which have no names. We assume that all things have names. There are those things which have no names.
So we should never give demons more power or credit than is deserved, because God and the devil are not on the same playing field. God is the creator. The devil is still a creature.
Listen, did you hear something?
Yeah.
It sounds like some tapping.
We're here to communicate with you. Is that okay with you?
You heard?
Yep.
It says no.
So I really am a little better host than what you've seen.
Is it possible for the devil and the other fallen angels to repent? And the answer is no. Their judgment has taken place already.
So tomorrow morning we all go back to being respectable members of society.
What Richard doesn't understand is the devil spoke to him. And the scary part is, Richard answered.
Is it possible for the devil and the other fallen angels to repent? And the answer is no. Their judgment has taken place already.